So what does it really mean when you have had that experience, or you've not had either of the other parent around, whether it's your mom, you didn't get raised up by your mom, you got raised up by a single dad, or it's the other way around. Well, for me, my story, it's kind of a little bit different because at a later stage I did then have a stepdad. But I want to talk about how really everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Martha France. Thank you so much for visiting, and if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video, and put your notification bell on so you are notified every time I post a video. Now I know it's been a little while, I've been busy here and there, but I'm glad and I'm happy to be back. So let's get right into today's video. Alright, welcome back, guys. So today I wanted to talk about something really dear to my heart. It's the absence of a father. So what does it really mean when you have had that experience, or you've not had either of the other parent around, whether it's your mom, you didn't get raised up by your mom, you got raised up by a single dad, or it's the other way around. Well, for me, my story, it's kind of a little bit different because at a later stage I did then have a stepdad. But I want to talk about how really my dad hasn't played any role in my life, and that how really sort of affected me. So we're talking about absent fathers. All right. So personally, I feel like in my experience, the absence of my dad not being in my life, playing his role that he's supposed to play, just nurturing me, protecting me, and all that, has sort of really affected me in a way that I relate to people in relationship, particularly probably to men. Yeah, I tend to always sort of want to, since I've grown up with my mom, and at a later stage I've gotten a stepdad, I also always sort of tend to want to protect myself, protect my mom, and we're always taught in a home or our upbringing that a father is supposed to do that. So at a later stage where I am now that I've grown up, it has sort of affected me in a way that probably if a man would shout at me, or a man would do something, I'll sort of tend to really, really be defensive, or it sort of have this whole sort of wanting to be independent sort of type of vibes, because it totally, if I would be honest and if I look back and think back, it's because my dad wasn't in the picture that has made me to sort of want to be this girl that independent type of vibes. And I feel like if you didn't grow up with your dad, or you didn't grow up either with your mom, there isn't a balance, and having both parents in your life to raise you up totally shapes you in a different way. You can just look at examples of people who were raised by a single mom, and we're not bashing, they're doing a totally good job, but we're just looking at differences of how a child would be when they're raised up by both parents, and how a child would be when they're raised up only by a father, and how a child would be turn out to be when they're raised up by only a mother. And it's sort of something that I really, really wanted for myself. But we can't choose what we are born into. We can't choose the family members. We're grateful to God that He has indeed, given us such people. But however, what we can change is not give our kids the same experience or the same circumstances we came out of. And that is totally one thing that I want to do, have the father of my kids and I together, and have a happy family, because I've seen really how that has impacted me in, I would say, a negative way, and in a way that I feel like I have to sort of be this tough girl around men, and not let a man sort of tell me crap, or not let a man tell me this and that. But I feel like when you have a dad and a mom raising you up in one house, you get to sort of see different aspects of the man and different aspects of the mom. You get to see that, no, this is how a father figure plays in your life. The father is supposed to protect you, provide for you, and that what that really means, and then your mom is supposed to nurture you and all those things. So when you don't grow up with either of them, just grow up like with one parent, you sort of just tend to shield yourself and look around, or just you sort of like that whole experience or the childhood or whatever conditions you go through. When you tend to be at a later stage, when you're old, how you relate to people, you realize that is based on the fact how you were brought up. It really plays a role. And so yeah, I'm still learning how to get away with it. I'm still learning how to give a man access to me, not just someone probably that I call my boyfriend, but like any man at all, that even if like he like not to always have like to be opinionative, when probably like I feel like a man is talking or saying something and all that, and it's something like really difficult to do. And I feel like why sometimes we have those sort of incidences in society where we have women, taking up the role of man, and men sometimes, all those things. Sometimes I feel like their roots come from how we were brought up and the type of households that we were raised, into. And the only way I believe that we can change those cycles if we are, open to speaking about these things and really be honest, about how these things have shaped us in the way we are now at a later stage when you've grown. And the only way you can really work through those moments and have a better relationships with people and relate better to people, and we stop some of those things that society sort of applauds or give credit for, which I feel like brings about so many dysfunctionals in homes, is by us talking about it and by us seeking ways to come out of those patterns, so we make sure that we don't pass it on to our kids, and our kids pass it on to our kids' children. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to share in this video with you guys. And let me know, comment below, how has probably a role of an absent father played in your life? How has the role of an absent mother played in your life? How do you think that really does tend to have an impact when you grow up, and in terms of how you relate to people, in terms of how you sort of do your thing? And do you think that the best way is probably to have both parents raising you up, so you can have an experience of both of them from home, than having to go out there and get those experiences from different people? And sometimes it's really hard because of circumstances, because of way things turn out. Probably you get to be raised in a foster home, or you get to be raised by an aunt or an uncle who is really strict, and all those things. Because I've also experienced such things at a later stage when my mom got married and I had a stepdad. I sort of experienced that sort of bond with him from the very beginning. It was a very huge struggle, and I always think like, no, he didn't like me because I'm not his child, and all those things. And how we are as growing up in an African home, you can't really like open your mouth and say that, no, I don't like how you're treating me. We're just told to sort of accept whatever your parents are telling you. You just sort of accept, and we are told more to sort of shut down, and we are taught that, no, be a man, or you are taught that be a woman, you don't have to do this, do that. And I feel like that is something we can change as young people, or growing into adults and people who want to have kids one day, as to teach our kids to always be open and create an environment or a home where bringing up our kids is not similar to like the way in which we were brought up, because that really plays a major role. So yeah, comment below and let me know. And if you've not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, stay beautiful and God bless. I'll see you in my next video.